Welcome back to the channel. My name's Ron and I'm going to be taking you through exactly what it cost us to go to Thailand for 2 weeks. So follow me on this journey. We started our journey from Heathrow, where we did an overnight stay at the Ibis Styles. We promptly left at around 6 AM to fly direct into Bangkok. Our flights, including the returns from Phuket, cost us £1,550. We then paid £17 for a cab straight to our hotel in Bangkok, Sukhumvit 4, which was an Ibis Styles Novotel. Our room was very spacious with an incredible view of the Bangkok skyline. We had a walk-in shower, which was well needed after the 11.5-hour flight. On our first day, we took on foot in search of Wat Saket, which is commonly referred to as the Golden Mount Temple. We travelled via the BTS, which is a train system which towers over the city on a monorail type track. Trains came very regularly and we were able to ask directions without any complications. Thailand has strict rules in their temples that women must cover up their shoulders. As we had forgotten to bring a shoulder scarf, we had to buy one for 200 baht at the kiosk, which is roughly £5. As we reached the top of Wat Saket, we said a prayer at an altar and took to checking the amazing views we had across the district. We pre-booked an excursion from the UK through Canom Travel to spend some time in the province of Ayutthaya. We travelled between each site with our tour guide Suet, which took up the majority of the day. There were a total of 6 temples and ruin sites, and the history was well explained by Suet. We paid £198 for 2 of us. The next day we had pre-planned a tour guide to visit Erawan Falls, the Deaf Railway and the bridge over the River Kwai. We booked through the Thai National Parks website and paid £215 for the 2 of us. The tour did unfortunately feel a little bit rushed, however we knew that we would be on a tight schedule. I would highly recommend the waterfalls, however I probably wouldn't do the other 2 as I just didn't find them as interesting. The next day we flew out to Phuket airport, costing us £106, and then a cab and a ferry ticket to the island costing us £88 for the both. That included our ferry back to Phuket once we'd finished. When we arrived in the port, we were escorted to our hotel, which was the Phi Phi Princess Resort. Again, we pre-booked in the UK for £252 for 3 nights. The room was just right, not too big or too small. We had a balcony which looked onto a walk-through. It was a 2-minute walk to the beach and we were surrounded by local restaurants and bars alike. We were told that there was a full moon party that evening, when in fact it was a celebration for Loy Krathong, which is also known as the Festival of Light. Locals and tourists were lighting candles and setting them off on buoyant paper boats. That evening we ended up getting a little bit drunk in one of the bars, which also had live music playing cover songs. Subsequently, we were a little bit delicate the next day and spent most of the morning soaking up a little bit of the sun that was creeping through the clouds. It's also worth noting, at 4 nights into our Thailand trip, we hadn't been greeted with much sun at all, and so we ended up feeling a little bit deflated. Although it was overcast, it was still very humid, which beats the UK weather in November hands down. The next day we decided to take a walk up to the viewpoint, which boasts magical views of the bay. We stuck the directions into our GPS and started walking. We actually made a mistake doing this because it took us the long way and along a main road. Little did we realise that there was a more direct route, albeit we'd have had to have climbed multiple steps to do it. The view from the top was absolutely incredible, so if you do choose to stay in Koh Phi Phi, this is a must-do. Must-do! That afternoon we booked a long-tail boat which cost us £35 per person. The tour included Monkey Island and Maya Bay, which was the beach that was used in the filming of The Beach. A beautiful sunset out in the ocean, followed by swimming with luminous plankton. We weren't really able to see the plankton that well, however we did see them better once we were in the water running our hands through the shoal. The next day was our last day, so we then packed our things to ferry back to Phuket for the remaining 7 days. We arrived at the Hilton Hotel, which I believe has changed its name to the Pullman Caron Beach Resort. The hotel was huge and cost us a whopping £940 for 7 nights. It included breakfast, but we had to pay for all our drinks and dinners separately, so we ended up eating out most evenings as it was invariably cheaper. On our first day, we took a walk towards the shops and the restaurants. We found a cute little vegan restaurant called Seoul Phuket. It was only 10 minutes from our hotel and we ended up eating there most days. The food was amazing and had various homely international dishes, along with some tasty traditional Thai food.
Apparently they have bolognese pizza too.
The sun did sporadically show its face through the clouds, with the occasional thunderstorm passing by. However, the rain did pass by as quickly as it came, for the most part. We ended up booking 2 tours with a local tour operator, Orn Tours. We booked an elephant sanctuary and a snorkeling trip to Raya Bay. This cost us a grand total of £168. The next day we were picked up from our hotel entrance point to travel to the elephant retirement home. The elephants in this particular attraction were retired elephants from the logging industry, so we felt this one may be the most ethical. The elephants seemed very well treated and we fed and bathed them. We were finished around midday and decided to take a trip to off. We noticed Big Buddha watching over our hotel and couldn't resist meeting him in person. We arrived at the site and walked alongside its cascading structure around to the front to find a hotbed of tourists all scrambling for the perfect picture. Maybe it may have been a better idea to have come earlier to have missed the rush of tourists, however we still enjoyed the afternoon. The last tour of our trip was the snorkeling trip to Raya Bay. The weather was intermittent, rain on and off, and we arrived by boat at our first location to snorkel. We spent about an hour there, saw a few fish and some scuba divers. One guy seemed to be pretty good at free diving. Then we went to Coral Island for some food to relax on the beach. Our last stop on the tour was Raya Bay, where we drank some smoothies, saw a giant wasp and swam for the last 2 hours. Overall, the final rough costing, totalling it all up, was around about £3,845.50. Now, that wasn't including any meals or gifts or other spending money, so I would say that you're most likely to need another £200 to £300 per person to include any of those. So, if you've made it this far in the video, I got to say thank you very much for watching, and if you'd like to hit the like and subscribe buttons, it's all down to you, man. I ain't going to force you, but if you don't, I'm going to find you.